cause for applause, but it ought to give people pause before they vote against everybody with a D behind it. The only thing that really matters in this election, here and everywhere else, is what are we going to do now and who's more likely to do it? You need jobs, you need to finance the jobs, you need to educate and treat people to do the jobs. Right? That's what you've got to do. You need to try to stop the mortgage foreclosures as much as possible, rewrite as many mortgages as you can, and get the show on the road. Now, okay, so I just want to read you this. And you tell me how this man could not be elected governor of the state that's had the highest unemployment rate in the country for a couple of years, and why every Republican and independent wouldn't vote for him. His city is #1 in economic growth and job growth in Michigan. 7th of all the metropolitan areas in the entire United States, in the country with the highest and statewide unemployment rate. It has the 2nd lowest unemployment rate in Michigan. Even in the job loss, they lost 40% fewer jobs than the state as a whole did. He had a $40 million deficit. He closed it without raising taxes or pennies. He cut the size of government 20%, cut his own pay, cut his own health care benefits, and paid more to set a good example for everybody else. That's what he did. Secondly, he's the only one with a plan. You heard him read. He just said, you ought to read the other guy's plan. It says, I'm for God, motherhood, and apple pie, and I hope you are too. Let me tell you something, folks. In 12 years as the governor and 8 years as president, and now the foundation I run that works all over America and all over the world, I can tell you what matters. What matters is not what you're for, it's how you're going to do it. How are you going to turn your good intentions into real changes in other people's lives? So what's his plan? More credit support for small business to encourage banks to lend to them. These community banks didn't cause this problem. The Wall Street banks did. Second, listen to this. Free buildings on any empty plant. If you will come to Michigan and open a plant, they'll give you the building free, they'll exempt you from taxes for 12 years, and they'll help you with zero interest loans. This will work. And he worked to get Michigan $160 million just to clean up 47 GM sites. Don't tell me you can't fill these plants. You can fill these plants. Second, investment zones to give special tax incentives for clean energy and for foreign investment. This will work. Let me just give you an example. The 2nd or 3rd highest unemployment rate in the country is in Nevada, where they had this massive real estate collapse. They just announced, now listen to this, 2 Chinese plants are moving to Nevada, 3,500 jobs to make wind turbines, 1,000 to make LED lights. Don't tell me this won't work. You can come back. You've got the best base in the country. He will make you the lowest cost manufacturing state in America. He'll bring back these good jobs. Nobody else has got a plan like that. He wants to stop the foreclosures and help people to rewrite their mortgages. Let me just tell you, it's going to be hard to get all the banks lending again until we clean all this mortgage debt up. He's got a plan to do it. He wants to bring back that Michigan Promise program that helps young people to go to college. Why is that important? Because in the last decade, when the Republicans were in, we fell from 1st to 9th in the world in the percentage of our adults with college degrees, and 12th in the percentage of young adults. For the first time since I was born, and the GI Bill was enacted after World War II, it made the great middle class. It built us up. Most people do not need a college degree, but most jobs in the 21st century will be created by people who have them. We cannot be 9th. We got to be 1st. He's the only one with a plan to help Michigan come back and regain its lead. So, what does the opponent say? He says, we don't need a special jobs plan. I just got this little tax plan that cuts taxes for big business, even though it raises taxes for small business. He says,
Yeah.
you really don't need a manufacturing strategy because that's so yesterday.
Clinton is speaking.
I'm telling you, folks, that's not true. Now, I know something about jobs. It is not true. Our great opportunities to grow jobs in a hurry in Michigan and throughout America are in small business, manufacturing, clean energy, and infrastructure, and new technology like biotechnology. That's where the jobs are. That's where the jobs are. And we can do it. He basically says, I don't have an economic plan. I've got the Republican governor spending lots of money to tell you how great I am. And he doesn't say this, but he basically says, vote for me because I'm not a Democrat. And he doesn't tell you the most important thing. He had 2 opportunities in his business life in the last couple of years when you were suffering to move jobs to Michigan. He had to choose Michigan or China. Twice he chose China. Now, let me tell you, if every Michigan voter knew that the mayor had the fastest growing economy in Michigan, 7th fastest job growth of any metropolitan area in America, that he cut a budget $40 million and did not raise taxes,